Hi and welcome back.
We're going to show you more of Kangaroo Island
In this episode. So if you saw our last episode, we are on the island for almost 2 weeks. So we've shown you a fair bit already, and we've
been zigzagging backwards and forwards
all over the place. It's a really big island.
Yeah.
So we've still got lots to show you. So stay tuned, come along for the ride. We've come back to the Lavender Farm today to have that scone and lavender ice cream. Yesterday with lunch, it was too soon to be having lavender scone. There's our lavender scone and lavender ice cream at the Lavender Farm. What are you going to try first, Glenn?
scone.
The ice cream, I had a taste, it's nice.
It's my knife. No.
Nice. You can feed me.
Bit strange, isn't it? Oh, look at that. Slopped.
What are you doing, Glenn? Mixing the ice cream with the cream?
Yeah.
This is the campground that we've stayed at while we were in Emu Bay. That's the view from the very end site. Sadly, we missed out on that view. We're further up the campground. So each tent site has its own tables and chairs. There's a toilet down the end there. And then there's these large caravan sites with trees in between for privacy. And the Emu Bay campground, it's one of the ones that is $23 a night from the council. We've moved camp from Emu Bay and we've come down to the Discovery Caravan Park down near the National Park. They have lots of resident wildlife, Cape Barren geese. And we chose to come down here even though it's more expensive, just because of the distance, the travelling distance. We've done National Park, as you know, last time when it was so hot. So the weather's got cooler. So we've driven down, based ourselves here so that the drive isn't so far to the National Park this afternoon. It's a little bit different the second visit to the National Park with the weather. Dropped about 20 degrees, spots of rain. It's a lot more pleasant today. We've come back to the National Park to do some walks. It's 4 years since the fires that took through Kangaroo Island. You can still see evidence, even though there's lots of regrowth. There's lots of burnt trees as well.
Could have been diprotodons 100,000 years ago, and zygomaturus, which are pygmy hippopotamus-sized animals.
Dusty, hey?
She's cleaning her footwear.
What have you seen? A prehistoric cat. So this is the bird song area.
Endangered western whipbirds. Beautiful firetail finches and restless flycatchers.
Are we going to see any today?
Probably not. March flies? Yeah.
March flies? Gosh, they're everywhere.
Good.
You going to smash it for me?
No.
On the head?
Good. Catch up.
So this is the platypus waterholes walk. Got a little map of where to go.
And a little platypus.
And a little platypus. Hoping we'll see a real one, but I bet we don't. There's a mama with her little puggles. There's lots of air bubbles coming up. We haven't had too much wildlife here at the Caravan Park as expected, but the Cape Barren geese are still wandering around. Is there any campsite visitors tonight? Is that their noise?
I don't know.
It's only an overnight stay for us at the Caravan Park. We've woke up to rain, so we're off to the caves this morning. Well, the weather's changed overnight. It is cold and raining, so we're going to go and visit Kelly Caves. Obviously no rain in the cave, so it'll be a good place to be. Only opened up a few months ago again. Not sure about this cave. We may not have done this cave, but we've bought the Kangaroo Island pass. You got the pass? It's good value. It includes the Kelly Caves, so we'll go check them out. This is the walk to the cave. They've only just reopened the tours after the fires. You can see everything's needed to be rebuilt.
Bushfires. It burns about 60% of the island, and including about 98% of this national park here. Everything we had here before the fire was completely destroyed. So the fire started up on the north coast. We had plenty of warning here, so here was evacuated quite early just to be safe. Mostly was burning west to start with, until it changed and it jumped over Cape Border Road. That's when everything changed. It took Flinders Chase National Park in about a few hours and it was gone. Most limestone caves, this is a limestone cave, so all of the rock above your head is limestone rock. Same as Narracourt Caves, Tantanoola Caves, they're all limestone cave. Our limestone here though, a little bit special. Most limestone caves are formed under the ocean. So they've had the water rushing through it, rushing over the top to compact the rock down and make it very hard. We never had that water influence. We were never under the ocean. About 2 million years ago, this whole entire hill system here was nothing but a big pile of sand. We were a sand dune.
Time has sped forward and we've arrived in the age of megafauna. A giant species of kangaroo lives on the island that will one day be Kangaroo Island.
Back for another tour of the seals.
On a very different day today, freezing.
Yeah, we haven't seen enough seals.
Well, they're always different.
No, they're all...
They're different pups.
The number one thing for us is to not interact with the sea lions. It's their home before it's our conservation or visitation park, so it's really important that it stays that way for them. The Australian sea lion is one of the rarest and most endangered seal species in the world, with only about 10,000 animals left in the wild. 800 of them live here at Seal Bay, and the sea lions are considered non-migratory, so any of the seals that are born here will generally live here their entire lives. So one of the main reasons we think Seal Bay has been so popular for the sea lions, if you look out to the water there, you can see the white break kind of glaring through the water there. That's actually a reef that runs along the coastline here. So we believe that reef has given the sea lions a layer of protection from their natural predators, being great white sharks and killer whales. It also protected the sea lions throughout the early colonisation of Kangaroo Island, where a lot of sealing and whaling groups come down to hunt these animals specifically. So we believe that reef had stopped the sealers from being able to bring their boats into land and actually protect the population here. The funny thing about sea lions is they do have introverts and extroverts, so the more social animals will be right here on the main beach where a lot of the action happens, but the more antisocial and reserved animals will be on the far edges of the colony. So it's pretty funny how many similarities there are between us and them.
Look who we've just run into.
Wait for you to go across, mate.
Not just have a rest, cross the road. Where are you going to go when you get to the bonnet? Ah, you're after that tree. We're parked next to that tree. G'day, mate. This one's our next campsite, Murray's Lagoon it's called. It's a national park campsite. A little bit corrugated getting in here, but it's a great setup. Very spacious sites with a fair distance between them. There's a toilet block over that way. There's also a camp kitchen. We've come along to the Raptor Domain. Birds of prey display. Yeah. And we're at the entry waiting for the show to start. Up here, another koala. Yeah, there's a couple up there.
Tawny frogmouth. Tawny is a sort of mottly brown that some of them are, and frogmouth relates to the shape of their beak. It looks like a frog's mouth. We have Donald, and Donald is a bush stone curlew, and they make this really eerie call. Has anybody heard the call of a curlew? You would have, yeah. If you haven't, it sounds really creepy at night. 3, 2, 1. Shoot! Oh my god. Yeah! Oh! This is Shush, everyone. It was the extra bit that did it. You did great, mate. But this is Shush, everybody. She is a beautiful Eastern or Australian barn owl, and she is a pretty stinking cute one at that. These beautiful birds have incredibly sensitive hearing, and it said that they could hear the heartbeat of a mouse from over 3 meters away. Not only that, but it said that they could hear a mouse moving along the ground at about 300 meters away. So this is a bird that is built to hear all the tiny little nuances in their environment. Alright, got a big beautiful boy for you here. His name is Maracai. Maracai is a white-bellied sea eagle. This is our second largest raptor species in the country, just behind the wedge-tailed eagle, which will meet a little bit later on. Found all around the coastlines of Australia, up to around, oh good boy, up to around 300 kilometres inland on the eastern coast into inland rivers and streams. They've been recorded taking prey up to the size of a swan. Pretty impressive. That's slightly bigger than him. He's done a fantastic job. I'm going to take him back inside, and Abby's got another beautiful bird for you. Thanks very much. But we are going to be doing some holds with our parrots today. They are some pretty sweet little critters when they feel like it. Only about 150 black on Kangaroo Island. Now they are also almost extinct on the mainland. So 150 individuals. Jeddah. Jeddah is Australia's largest raptor species, that being our beautiful wedge-tailed eagle. Now she's a pretty fantastic bird in her own right, but her species is definitely nothing to sneer at either. Now wedge-tailed eagles got about 700 pounds per square inch of crushing force in each of their feet. That is about the bite force of a German Shepherd dog. This is what enables them to take down prey as large as about 100 kilos, which is the size of a red kangaroo. You can imagine just how powerful these birds are.
The bird show was great. Now for the snake.
Fantastic.
Lizards.
Yeah, they've got a reptile show on now, so that's next.
21 of the top 25 most venomous snakes in the world are Australian. Well, we've got lots of snakes in Australia. We are often known as the reptile continent of the world because there's about 469 reptile species here. The tiger snake. Hello, sweet girl. Oh. And she's a nice one. Hello.
She's a nice one.
She is nice, yeah. I could.
from Murray Lagoon. Because where you camped, you can't see the lagoon at all.
500 metres, I reckon.
500 metres, that's not far. Oh, look, we get a nice little tunnel to walk through. Here we are at the top of Bald Hill. Beach has got long drop toilets there. The beach just through here, I'll show you in a second. But this one's also got showers like Lavon Bay did, $2 for 3 minutes. And the self-registration machine where you can pay for your camping. Nice little camp kitchen here at Browns Beach. And this is the beautiful view from the back of the camp kitchen at Browns Beach. Spectacular day today. The weather changes. It's back in the 30s again today. 2 days ago it was 15. But we've been lucky, we've had beautiful weather, all except for that one cold, wet day. This is Cape Willoughby Lighthouse. We're here to do a tour.
Okay, so this is the oldest still working in its original tower lighthouse in the country, thanks to the National Trust.
I don't know how many steps there are. Prospect Hill this is. You can see the steps going all the way up the hill there.
Matthew Flinders climbed this sand hill in 1802 and named it Prospect Hill.
All right, we've chosen the end of the day because it's been another 30+ degree day to go up to the top of the hill. It keeps going and going and going. It looks like the top's there, but it'll go around a corner. Glenn's found the defibrillator. Still nowhere near the top. Well, we made it to the top of Prospect Hill.
Yeah, it's a bit of a hike.
Did you count the stairs?
No, I lost count at 5, I think.
There was hundreds and hundreds. But look at that view. that the sun's gone over the other side of the hill, you can see the stairs a bit better. Really well formed stairs, built in 2019.
Vicky's earned a wine tonight.
We've only just got back from our hike from the hill and the sun's going down, but I've had time to pour a glass and enjoy it at sunset. It's been a perfect day today.
Perfect.
So we've come for a drive today to American River from our campsite at Browns Beach. So this is the American River Council campsite. We had heard that the sites are a bit small, so we chose to stay at Browns Beach, but we're just going to go in and have a look at this one. So there are some powered sites, but gee, they're narrow. This site would have worked. There's not a great deal of turning area, but you could reverse into this one just fine. I think it's number 6.
This is a reconstruction of the Independence, the first ship built in South Australia.
Bit noisy on this highway, where all the dirt roads meet. This is the wharf at American River with pelicans everywhere. You've got a fake pelican in the background, you've got a pelican on a light. If we look up, there's 4 pelicans up there. There's more pelicans through there. So we've got stories of local fishermen here near the Deck Cafe. Deck Cafe for lunch, burger and the whiting burger. And this is the building of a ship.
Schooner, 1803, and the Americans came here looking for seals, for the seal skins.
Oh, okay.
And all the seals were in the lagoon here. And
So 5 years down and another 5 years to go, you think?
yeah, I'd say so, yeah.
This is the Oyster Farm shop at American River. Gonna see if we can pick ourselves up some oysters for dinner tonight. What's on the American River Town Walk?
Township and Fish Cannery Walk, 8.5 k's, 3.5 hours. Or the Independence Trail, 7 k's and 3 hours.
Glenn is keen to find a glossy black cockatoo. They are rare and only found on Kangaroo Island and a small pocket in New South Wales. So we've been on the hunt for 10 days. We've seen them but haven't photographed them.
It doesn't exist unless you take a photo.
That's what Glenn reckons. So we're this walk, they are often seen feeding. Doesn't mean we're going to see them, but we'll give it a go. We haven't seen any of those glossy blacks yet.
We're going to make this bridge our turnaround point. Admit defeat.
No birds.
So it's our last day on the island. So we've got some tips.
If you're bringing your caravan to Kangaroo Island, firstly, it's a big island.
Yeah, fill up before you come because it's only going to get dearer as far as
fuel.
Fuel. Yep.
Yeah, you made that mistake. Well, not a mistake, but you filled up. But
I
Glenn
brought 10 litres of
thought
fuel.
that, yeah, we would not be using anywhere near as much fuel as we have. So we filled up twice.
Yes.
in our 12 days.
Yep.
It's a big island.
Yeah. Zigzagging all over the place.
Yeah, so if you're bringing your caravan, it's not cheap. It's a beautiful island, so make sure you stay for more than a couple of days if you've got the time. Remember there's no free camping though on the island. Council campgrounds, there's plenty of those.
23.
They're 23 a night unpowered. National parks are 17 unpowered. There's only a couple of those. And there are a few caravan parks too if you're needing power.
They're only just getting mains water connected to the other parts of the island.
2024, and there's no water on Kangaroo Island.
Yeah, Penny Shore's got mains.
So make sure your caravan is full when you come over. Don't bring it empty and expect to fill up because you won't be able to.
Yep.
You must have a full caravan tank, your water tank's full.
Otherwise you buy the 10 litre containers, which
drinking water cost you a fortune.
Yeah, could cost $10,
and
10 litres.
So we have some jerry cans that we put water in. So we filled up with those a few times to do washing. You can, fill your tank up with those. There's nowhere to fill up your caravan with potable water. So you can fill up at the dump point at Pennyshore. There is a dump point.
And supposedly the footy ground, but we haven't tried that at Pennyshore.
But they all say that you've got to boil it before you drink it. So some people will only put potable water in their tank. So if you're one of those people, just be aware you'll find it hard. We have filled up with water from the dump point for just showering and washing up, and the drinking water we've been buying from those 10 litre casks. People live here and they cope, so we're just a bit spoiled on the mainland, I suppose. But 2024, and they're only just getting mains water installed now. It's a step back in time, but it's beautiful over here. We've loved our 12 days. And our supermarkets, there's general stores at a couple of places, but there's only 2 supermarkets we found, an IGA and a Drake's.
IGA, Pennyshore and Drake's at Kingston. Which is quite good.
Kingston is quite big, has everything you need. Penny-Shore's pretty much the same. But other than that, they're general stores on the island. Lots of dirt roads on the island too.
Lots of dirt roads, but they're
quite good.
The red dirt roads are very corrugated.
But the limestoney white roads are really quite good.
Yep.
There's a few bitumen roads which connect the main area of the island, which there wasn't when we visited 30 years ago.
Yeah, but there's bitumen down the backbone.
Yeah, so you could stay on bitumen if you wanted to, but those white gravel roads are really quite good. A Kangaroo Island pass is a really good idea. So the National Parks pass for attractions. You pay, obviously, to go and see the seals, entry into the national park. All those things have entry fees. If you buy the pass, it's valid for 12 months. We're only here for 12 days, but it is still cheaper than buying each attraction individually.
Yep. And
And it also meant that we could go back to the seals. So we did the seal tour twice, which I think that's $40 an adult.
If your weather spoiled one day, you can go back another day.
Well,
and we did it the other way.
We had a really hot day with the seals and then a really cold day, and their behaviour was different both times. But if we were paying for that individually, we wouldn't have gone a second time. So it's really worth the money. One thing that I've noticed, a lot of people who don't want to pay for the seal tour, I've heard comments, oh well, we didn't need to pay for the seal tour because we saw seals at the national park. So
at Admiral's Arch, because they are plentiful in Admiral's Arch, but
they're
different type of seal.
They're not the same seal.
Yeah.
And people think a seal is a seal. Well, you've got New Zealand fur seals at Admiral's Arch, which you can see them everywhere. They're common.
Yep.
The other one
is the Australian sea lion.
And
Yeah.
they're not so common, they're actually endangered.
Yeah.
And so that is what is special about doing the tour at
Yeah.
Seal Bay. So don't be swayed and think, oh, I won't do it, because
The fur seals will sleep in the rocks because they've got a thicker coat and a bit more blubber, I think. Whereas the sea lions have got a thin coat, and so they sleep up in the dunes like a penguin.
or on the sand if it's hot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, totally different seals. So there you go. Yeah, be prepared to be driving lots. It's a big place.
Yeah, driving more than I expected.
But loving it. Really good.
I
So
haven't
it's-
figured out how many kilometres we've done, but
Yeah, we'll be able to work that out.
yeah, must be about 700. Yeah.
We'll work it out, let you know. But it's our last night, so let's go and cook up
Enjoy.
those oysters, eh?
Yes,
That we bought today. Yep. Well, I cooked up the oysters that we got at American River today. Kilpatrick.
Yep. No, we tracked down the oysters, killed them, and then shucked them and cooked them. And I need a oyster fork, but we'll have to make do with a normal fork.
But we do have an oyster knife.
Yes, we've got a shucking knife.
Yeah, we've got all the gear, the shucking knife, and all the gear for the oysters Kilpatrick, because tell him,
I only like them cooked.
he's a wuss.
I like them cooked. Oh, Mornay's, but Kilpatrick's the go.
I don't mind them if they're nice oysters.
Everything goes better with bacon. Everybody knows that.
So I don't mind a raw oyster. Do you call them raw?
Oh yeah, straight off.
Naked.
Naked.
Naked. If they're nice quality oysters. And these ones are. But just for my man, I've made them all Kilpatrick tonight. How is it, Glenn?
I don't know. I'll tell you in a sec.
Put it down.
Put it down.
Down your gob.
Ah.
You slopped already. Number one, and you've slopped.
Yep.
Alrighty, these are American River oysters. Well, we've come to the end of our time on Kangaroo Island.
Oh, was that?
We've got the ferry in an hour, so we've just grabbed some fish and chips to eat by the water. Enjoy the view for the last time. So we've had perfect weather. So I just thought I'd drop in there. We've stayed, our 12 days has been during March, if you're researching to stay. We've had really good weather, and apparently it's the driest time of the year as well. So if you've enjoyed what we've shown you,
Please like and subscribe.
thank you for that. Hope you've enjoyed it. We certainly have.
Yes, it's been great.
Yeah. And so we will catch you on our next episode. See ya.
See you then.